You did it, Jeff. You did it. I'm actually happy with you for once. Let's get into Summer Games Fest 2025. Hello and welcome back to Nerddom. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm actually quite excited for the gaming sphere right now because there are a lot of games coming out right now, especially on PC. And all of these announced games and DLCs, it really does make me excited. It actually is a great time. But there's a couple of trends that I kind of want to point out to people. I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a lot of Soulsborne games coming out now. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of Soulsborne games, and I think I understand why. First off, a lot of these games are super duper expensive. And with that, you have to bring in investors to kind of get the game and the company funded for this project. And then of course, you have to be able to return the money to the investors. Yeah, you got to give the money back. If you receive a loan, they kind of expect to have that money back. If not, there's an interest deal. There's money on top of it. If there isn't a chance to make money, there isn't going to be a loan. So with that, I'm pretty sure that a bunch of companies are going, hey, you heard of the game Elden Ring, right? Well, here's how many copies Elden Ring sold. We're gonna make a game just like Elden Ring. Oh, we're gonna make lots of money. So with that, that may be a reason why there is a bunch of Soulsborne games, but some of them are honestly quite good. I have played a demo of Lies of P, but I haven't been able to get into the game of yet. Like I like Elden Ring. I like the Souls games. I understand them, but I have too much high blood pressure to play these games, I think. I really do enjoy shooters. I really do enjoy single-player action games, but I do know that Lies of P is a very, very, very good Soulsborne game. And it has a DLC that comes out exactly right after the show. That's good. That's good. It shows a little bit of health in the game. It maybe shows a little bit more interest into the game. That came out, I believe, last year. Dying Light: The Beast was announced with an August release date. Again, a game that I fully am happy is coming out. I never played Dying Light 1 or 2. I know it is a Dead Island. It's from the same company that did Dead Island, but they made their own thing. It looks beautiful, looks gorgeous. The gameplay looks smooth. I love that it's coming out. I love that people love it, but I mean, it's not my thing, but you know, awesome. I don't know, for some reason I haven't been able to jump into it. There's so many games, so many different hobbies, so many things to do. Again, I haven't read any comic books in a long time. Oh my god. But the game does look beautiful. It looks like there's a huge, vast diversity of gameplay. You can do a bunch of things that you want. It really does look like a good time, and it looks like there's actually a really, really good single-player story here. So hey, Dying Light: The Beast, good on ya. Looks good. Wu-Tang: Rise of the Deceiver. We didn't really get to see much of this game. It was more so just talking about what is going on, and then a little bit of introduction into the gameplay. So this looks like it really did remind me of Hi-Fi Rush. It's cel-shaded, it's third-person action, music related. I'm not sure if it actually has the Hi-Fi Rush, you know, keep with the beat type of gameplay. It may just be a 3D action game, but we saw a little bit of it, and it looks cool. Again, if you're Wu-Tang Clan, awesome. Onimusha: Way of the Sword, I am excited for. I really, really do love the Onimusha franchise, and it has been dormant for far too long. Back in the day, Onimusha 1 and 2, awesome, awesome games. Of course, the weird static backgrounds, I'm curious it's gonna be, I bet it's gonna be more generic third person. There actually was a more recent Onimusha game that came out, but I can't remember the name of it. But it looks beautiful, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait for Onimusha, for Capcom to get back into this realm. Really, really excited. A Game of Thrones real-time strategy game, I think it's a little bit late. I think it's a little bit late, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. I think it's freaking late. Very, very late. I think I have a t-shirt right behind me that I wear all the time from Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. I thought it was something so special at the time, but man, it really shat the bed. It really did. And for everything good that the House of Dragon is doing, it's kind of all like a prequel problem. You know, when you have these movies or shows that take place before something that is terrible, for instance, the Star Wars original trilogy and the prequels, it all leads to the sequel. So it's kind of tainted by that, in my opinion. Same thing with House of the Dragon. Unless they remake all of Game of Thrones again, which I don't think it's going to get the same fervor that it did really 6-7 years ago. House of the Dragon is doing really good things while still kind of messing up the books and stuff. It still is one of the best TV shows to come out in a long time, but I don't think that captures the audience that used to be Game of Thrones fans and used to cheer for their house or cheer for their characters, that kind of thing. So with that, I'm curious to see how this RTS is going to do. How's the RTS community going to take this new game? And yeah, hope for the best. It's got a good team behind it, I'll tell you that. Arc Raiders. October 30th. Holy shit. Pissed me off so much. I missed playing the beta. I didn't get to go jump into this game. And I've seen so many videos, so many people posting about it. It really did get me into a fervor. I wanted to play this game. Now, luckily and unluckily, it's not coming out right now. There wasn't a stealth drop like they did with the final. So it looks like Embark has had a history of stealth dropping something, and there was some really big hype over this game. I'm really excited to play this game, and I am gearing to pay full money for it. Now, sadly, Dune Awakening just came out, and that game has me hooked as well. I'm actually trying to be as productive as possible and not play the game too much. But I was hoping that it would come out, that I would have both games to play right now. Luckily for me, and luckily for Dune Awakening, it is not coming out now. It is coming out October 30th, which puts it into the holiday busy as fudge window. I'm not sure how this game is going to fare against possible full 1.0 release of Tarkov and other games that are coming out within the same type of game. So the extraction, survival shooter, that kind of thing. I'm really curious how this game is going to hold up. And like, I really hope the finals is doing really well financially for Embark, but I know that this game needs to hit. And I think it had the momentum behind it for a premium release, like a $40, $50 release. I'm not sure how it's going to fare in October now. So there was a lot of controversy with this because of how much hype they did and just for a minute trailer. I get it. At the same time, maybe everyone worked themselves up into a stupor when they didn't need to. Maybe. Hitman DLC got released with them working with IO Interactive, working with the 007 crew at MGM. They were able to get Le Chiffre into an exclusive Hitman DLC or timed exclusive thing. It's only gonna last a month. But here's my problem with Summer Games Fest. I still do believe Jeff Keighley has a celebrity fascination. I still believe he has a celebrity fixation. He got Mads Mikkelsen, who is friends with Kojima, and then Kojima to come out and talk about a bunch of things and talk about it's like, I get it. You get to be friends with Jeff Keighley, who has this super big show. So you're going to push the project that you're on. But do we really need like a 10-minute discussion on a DLC, dude? I mean, maybe MGM Studios forked out the cash for this amount of space and that actor to come there. Maybe that's what's going on. But to gamers, it's cool. I really do enjoy the Hitman series and enjoy that a lot of people are playing it and that it's, you know, financially sound and that they were able to prove themselves with the Hitman franchise to even get a 007 franchise. I think that's awesome. But man, you spend way too much goddamn time talking to a celebrity who just acted instead of making the game. Very interesting. Celebrity fascination. Scott Pilgrim EX was announced. It is a new beat 'em up, just like the old one that came out in 360 and maybe some other re-releases or something. But it looks like it actually has some characters and things that take place with the new Netflix show that I reviewed 2 years ago as well. 2 years ago or 1 year ago? I don't remember. But in any case, it looks cool. If you like beat 'em ups, if you like brawlers, you are in for a treat. Seriously, if you like roguelikes, Soulsborne likes, beat 'em ups, 2D platformers, you're in good spaces with Summer Games Fest. And a bunch of games that are coming out in general right now. Mortal Shell 2. I didn't get to play the first one, but this second one looks phenomenal. Looks phenomenal. I know it is a Soulsborne game, so again, I'm making fun of it, but then again, I want to play it. So let me know how the first Mortal Shell is down below in the comments. And by the way, if you like the content so far, we stream live every Sunday and Wednesday on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Wednesday is our pop culture comic book nerdy show called The Poll List. And then Sunday nights is the Pixel Space, where we play some of the newest games and we hang out and have a great time. If you're interested, feel free to follow along there. Streams go live every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Would love to see you guys there. But yeah, let me know how Mortal Shell is. Mortal Shell 1 is down in the comments below. I'm kind of interested in playing that. Killer Inn was kind of a funny game. It mixes third person, it almost mixes third person Resident Evil games, and then it goes into Clue with a murder mystery, but then it's, you know, asymmetrical team-based gaming. So it's basically Secret Hitler and werewolves, but in a game form, and you're mixing Clue in a mansion, and then you're mixing werewolves, the card game, or the game, or the social game, the party game kind of thing, where the lambs don't know who each other are, but the wolves, the werewolves know who each other are. So it's kind of like the Among Us type thing. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna do, if streamers are gonna be attached to it. A lot of these games, it's really streamers playing it and people watching, in my opinion. I'm not sure about anything else. Again, Death Stranding showed a dramatic scene between two characters who are actors, and I don't know what Hideo Kojima saw in this actor. I know he's a big dude actor somewhere, but I don't see him as Solid Snake. I mean, he's cool. He keeps pretending to be Solid Snake, but I don't know. I don't get it. Like, if he was to play him in the movie, I don't think it would have done well. It's probably just the thick Italian accent, but, you know, whatever. And again, man, we don't need to have you on stage for 15 minutes just talking about an acting scene. Like, I know nothing about the game. You know nothing about the game. It's Death Stranding 2, but hey, it's coming out in 2 weeks, so all good. So Wildgate, this actually looks pretty cool. It reminds me of that one game, I think it's called Marauders, where you can board other people's ships and take over some stuff. But it looks like this is a arena game, a team-based arena, and it says that it's actually led from ex-Blizzard people, and I totally get that feeling from it. But I'm actually kind of interested in having a huge arena, you know, 3v3v3v3. You each have your own battleship, and then you have these battles, you know, fights in space, and then you can take over their ships and then steal the stuff out of it. I think that's actually a really, really cool idea. I'm curious to see how it's going to do, but it is cross-platform, and there is a beta going on, I believe, right now, all the way until June 16th, so maybe I'll hop into it. But this game is going to be released in July, and it looks like a fun time. It looks like a fun time, it looks like it's running smoothly, and it looks like there could be some really new stuff here, so. It's Marauders in an arena shooter kind of thing. Could be cool. Could be cool. I'm curious if it's free. Stranger Than Heaven. It looks like this is a game that has been retitled or retooled from a different game that we saw either at the Game Show Awards or whatever. But this takes place in 1943 Japan, which I don't know if you know what's happening in 1943 in Japan, but yeah, war. We don't really know much about this, but it is it's a new, probably like a third-person action game. Looks like fighting game. So cool. Happy for you guys. To be honest, I'm going to skip all of the anime games. I'm just not interested. Sorry, not interested. Sonic Racing came out with some big punches. There's some really cool Sega characters that are gonna be in the game, and also Minecraft. So yeah, it's a really big deal for this game to be announced right after Mario Kart was released. So really big cojones, and to also come out swinging against them. Like, good on you, good on you. Bless. I swear to God, Mundfish was all over Summer Games Fest with, I think, 3 game releases. Let's talk about them. Atomic Heart 2, I didn't get to play the first Atomic Heart. I really do think it is the new take, this, you know, Russian weird take on maybe a BioShock-like thing. So it's almost taking the place of BioShock. But I did enjoy the aesthetics of it. I just never got to jump in. I'm so glad it's getting a sequel. And I'm glad Mundfish is getting more games. The second game that Mundfish announced was The Cube. Now this one does interest me. It is a battle royale shooter on a cube that is moving around like a Rubik's Cube. So all of these biomes are kind of shifting while the cube is in the air, and the entire game is like a massive, huge battleground that's continuously shifting, and you're fighting against other people. And I think on that Atomic Heart engine, it could be really, really cool. I'm interested in this one. This one's actually very exciting, and from someone to go from a single player shooter action game to something like this really just piqued my interest. And that it takes place in the same exact universe as Atomic Heart 1 and 2, I think could be actually fascinating. So excited for that one. That one was, I think, called The Cube or something like that. The other game from Moonfish that is super duper exciting is called Ill. Now this game was making me physically creeped out. It looked so freaking good, and it really did look like I'm gonna need to upgrade my PC because the graphics in this game are phenomenal. Absolutely insane. And what you're doing to these characters and the way that they're being blasted apart really does bring in a different aspect into survival shooters that I think is going to be awesome. The fidelity that we saw this play at and the just the sheer craziness of it, I think it's going to be a really awesome game. And that one, I really do like horror games. I like horror games. We're getting into scary season again. I can't wait to try to hop into some more horror games with everybody on stream. But man, holy crap, I'm excited for that one. That one was awesome. What a great title too, Ill. Ah, that's great. Good job there. Good job there. Chronicles Medieval. This one, it looked like it's a third-person action game narrated by Tom Hardy. So I don't know if they just brought him in for the narration of the trailer or is he actually a character in the game. But this one's a medieval third-person action, and again, third-person action. You see a lot of it. But it looked almost like a For Honor at first. I really don't know what it is, but it looked great. And if it's a, you know, Renaissance medieval knights action game, could be actually kind of cool. It looked like it was also a huge battlefield with different armies. So it's almost like that one game that's coming out where you fight in huge battles, but you have modern weapons. This one looks like the same thing, but possibly just standard shield sword gameplay. So could be interesting, could be interesting. And the one more thing, they kept teasing it, they kept teasing us. The one more thing was Resident Evil Requiem. So Resident Evil 9, it's kind of funny because they had two different commercials throughout Summer Games Fest, and one of them, both of them had Lady Dimitrescu, the actress who plays her, and it's all talking about Resident Evil's birthday and that they're having a sale right now, and then the Resident Evil director comes out and he's like, oh, you know, we have nothing to announce, but happy birthday, Resident Evil. Of course, we should have said that they were going to be popping up at the end. And honestly, it is a beautiful, beautiful trailer. It's insane how good RE Engine is to me. I think it's just a beautiful looking engine, and the way that it's able to model the characters is awesome. And to have this character, she's probably going to be, which is interesting, she's the main character's daughter from Resident Evil Outbreak all those years ago, I think. Let me see. Yeah, so that's crazy that they're able to make a sequel off of Resident Evil Outbreak, which came out 20 years ago, and have it being brought into the mainline Resident Evil story. So this is going to be Resident Evil 9 Requiem. And I love the way that they announced or showed the actual title. I think it's awesome. I think it was great. It really does harken back to the grimy 90s looking thing with, you know, 6 or 7. What's the fucking game? With the movie 7. So I love that aesthetic. I love the 90s. So this is the anniversary of it, the 30-year anniversary of Resident Evil. So why not go back to that design aesthetic? And very well done. They fooled us all, man. They fooled us all. But I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. It's a larger bringing it back into the older stuff. Even though there was a little bit of the T virus in the newer games, it was more so the virus from Resident Evil 5. It was really that one. So to have it go back to Raccoon City after the destruction with the nuke and all that stuff, I think it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm excited for that, man. So overall, pretty good showcase. Nothing really blew my mind. That's one thing I'll say. Nothing really blew my mind at Summer Games Fest, but it was good. There was a couple of small lulls, but all the rest of it was actually pretty good. So props to you, Jeff Keighley. It was a pretty good show. Just stop it with the celebrity fascination, unless they're paying you. So if they're paying you, then I guess you got to keep doing it. But that is it for Summer Games Fest. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on the show, on Jeff, on the games released. Are you excited? Are you thinking gaming is in a great spot? let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. Really does help out the channel get pushed out to new people. Great time to be a gamer. Have a good one, guys.